thing. In the deep stillness of an ancient desert night, beneath a canopy of stars that glittered like countless jewels, a story began. This was not a story of a king born into power or a man blessed with worldly ease. This was the story of a soul chosen by God, a heart destined to become a beacon of faith for all humanity. This is the story of Ibrahim, the friend of Allah. He was born into a world shrouded in darkness, a society that had turned its back on the one true God. In the heart of an ancient city, massive stone idols stood lifeless, yet they were the center of devotion. People bowed before these graven images, their hands, their voices, their very lives offered in service to silent, powerless stone. But amidst this sea of misplaced faith, one young man stood apart. He watched his people, his own father, bowing to figures they had carved themselves. A question burned within his soul, a spark of divine reasoning that refused to be extinguished. How could these be gods? They could not speak. They could not see. They could not offer help or cause harm. His heart yearned for something greater, something real. He looked to the stars, the moon, the sun, searching for the true source of power and creation. Each time, he realized these celestial bodies were also subjects of a higher power, rising and setting by a will not their own. His heart, guided by divine wisdom, was finding its way back to the source of all existence, the one Lord of the heavens and the earth. This conviction could not remain silent. Truth, by its very nature, must challenge falsehood. One day, when the city was empty, Ibrahim entered the temple. With righteous determination, he moved through the hall of silent gods. The sound of breaking stone echoed as idols fell, one by one, their empty authorities shattered on the temple floor. He left only the largest idol standing, placing the axe in its hand. When the people returned and saw the destruction, they were enraged. Who had dared to do this to their gods? Their suspicion fell on the young man who had always questioned their ways. When confronted him, Ibrahim, with brilliant logic, told them to ask the largest idol, the one who still held the axe. Frustrated, they admitted the idol could not speak. In that moment, Ibrahim had exposed the folly of their beliefs. The truth stood clear and undeniable, a powerful light shining against the darkness of their traditions. But the truth is often met with fury by those who cling to falsehood. Blinded by rage and pride, the people and their king refused to see reason. They could not defeat his argument. So, they decided to destroy the man. A verdict was declared. Ibrahim was to be thrown into a fire. A fire so immense, its flames reached for the sky. Its heat felt from a great distance. It was a spectacle of power, meant to make an example of him. As they prepared to cast him into the blazing inferno, Ibrahim remained calm. His heart was not filled with fear, but with an unshakable trust in his Lord. He uttered a simple, profound prayer, placing his entire being, his very life, into the hands of Allah. The moment of divine tension was at its peak. A man against an empire, faith against fire. As he fell towards the heart of the raging blaze, a divine command was issued. "O fire, be coolness and safety upon Ibrahim." And in that instant, a miracle unfolded. The roaring, destructive flames transformed. The searing heat became a gentle warmth. The consuming orange and red softened into a peaceful, glowing light. The fire that was meant to be his end became a garden of peace. From outside, the people watched in stunned silence. Their instrument of death now a symbol of divine protection. Ibrahim stood safely within the light, untouched, unharmed. The fire had burned away only the ropes that bound him, setting him free. It was a sign for all to see, a testament to the power of God to protect those who put their absolute trust in Him. After this clear sign, Ibrahim knew he could no longer stay among his people. His mission was to spread the message of one God, and for that, he had to leave his home, his family, his entire world behind. This was his hijrah, his migration for the sake of Allah. With his wife, Sarah, and his nephew, Lut, he set out on a long journey through the vast, unforgiving desert. They walked under the scorching sun and the cool desert night, their only provision being their unshakable faith. Every step was an act of submission, every horizon a new test of their trust in the divine plan. The setting sun painted the sky with hues of orange and purple, a majestic backdrop to their profound journey of faith and sacrifice. Their journey eventually brought them to a barren, desolate valley surrounded by stark, rocky mountains. This was the place that would one day become the sacred city of Mecca. Here, another immense test awaited Ibrahim. By divine command, he was to leave his wife Hajar and their infant son, Ismail, alone in this empty land. There was no water, no vegetation, no sign of life. Imagine the weight on his heart as he walked away, leaving the two people he loved most in the middle of nowhere. Hajar, seeing him leave, asked if this was a command from God. When he confirmed it was her own profound faith shone through, "Then he will not abandon us," she declared. Her trust was absolute. It was a heart-wrenching moment of separation, a powerful symbol of sacrificing personal love for the love of the Creator. As Ibrahim walked away, his heart heavy, but his spirit resolute, he stopped and turned towards the empty valley where he had left his family. He raised his hands to the sky, in the deep, spiritual silence of the desolate landscape. He prayed to his Lord, a beautiful and heartfelt due earth, asking God to make this valley a place of security, to provide for its inhabitants, and to make the hearts of people incline towards them. He was planting the seeds of a future civilization, a spiritual center for all of humanity, with a prayer born from the purest faith and obedience. This was the foundation of Makkah, built not with stones, but with a prophet's prayer and a family's sacrifice. Years passed. Ismail grew into a young man, and Ibrahim would visit him. One night, under the vast, starry sky, Ibrahim had a dream. It was not an ordinary dream. It was a divine vision. In it, he saw himself sacrificing his beloved son, Ismail. This was the ultimate test. Who, after being blessed with a son in his old age, a son he loved dearly, he was now being asked to give him up. He sat in the quiet of the night, deep in thought, his heart filled with an emotional calmness that only comes from complete submission to God's will. He knew this was a command from his Lord. His entire life had been a preparation for this very moment. With a heart full of peace and obedience, Ibrahim went to his son and told him of the dream. Ismail, a true son of his father, did not hesitate. He replied, "O my father, do as you are commanded. You will find me, if Allah wills, of the patient." Their submission was a mirror of each other's together. Father and son walked towards the place of sacrifice, their steps firm, their hearts united in obedience to God. Just as Ibrahim was about to carry out the divine command, a voice called out to him. He had passed the test. His willingness was his sacrifice. At that moment, a ram appeared, sent by God as a ransom for Ismail. A miracle had taken place, a testament to their unwavering faith and a lesson in sacrifice that would be commemorated for all time. Their final great task together was to build a house of worship for the one true God, the first on earth. Father and son, Ibrahim and Ismail, worked side by side, lifting stones to raise the foundations of the Kaaba in the valley of Mecca. It was a labor of love and devotion. As they built this sacred structure, their hands were not just busy with stones, but also raised in prayer. They prayed for God to accept their service, to make them a nation submissive to Him, and to raise from their descendants a prophet who would guide humanity. A golden light seemed to envelop them as they worked, establishing a physical and spiritual center for monotheism, a legacy of faith that would stand for all time. Their story is a reminder that a life lived in submission to God can change the world. Thank you for watching.